Gobble, gobble. Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of the Alan Osborne Show. It's late Thanksgiving night, coming into Black Friday by the time you see this, probably. Anyway, hope y'all had a good, happy birthday out there to you and yours. And to those of you who had an awesome dinner, congratulations. For those of you who said it was awesome when you could barely swallow it, congratulations for making people happy and telling them it was good when it wasn't. So those of you that had a good meal, be blessed. Anyway, in the Alan Osborne Show, coming into the holidays, the festivities in Walton are great because what's funding it is your tax dollars. Anyway, latest debacle is if you guys watched the acquisition issue over the land, has anybody seen when they came before the commissioners? That thing was so scripted. Anybody see Danny Gladwell jump out there? But here's the big thing. Okay, if you guys will remember and go back to this thing and watch the Alan Osborne Show, how to save $15-16 million. Well, if you're a follower of the Alan Osborne Show, we've already proven that we were smarter than obviously the county staff and Larry and Dede, who went out and accepted and put a contract at the recommendation of a lawyer for what, $15-18 million, and that we could talk about some payments. And right off the bat, the first appraisal said $6 million, $12 million right there. And they were froggy. They were kind of froggy about the purchase at first, just wanted to confirm the price. No batting an eye, no discussions about what couldn't be built there and how it would affect and what hearings, what the other people might think if that property became a public park and how that would change the other side. None of that. So we finally shame them into the appraisals. And Danny Gladwell, if you watch the video, he must have had a spring wound up his hind end because his motion was so fast to spend $6 million. I hadn't even really discussed it. So I guess they had discussed it because, it wasn't in public. It was just all undiscussed it. Anyway, Danny was so quick to spend $6 million. But here was the thing. Here was the elephant in the room. It still wasn't apples to apples because there's a problem with this property. And just think of it, the guy was going to build a house there, which, by the way, Sarah Moss did a great job putting some stuff out on social media explaining how what hadn't been approved and this fear mongering of some great hotel that the DEP is never going to approve. They didn't even approve the monster house, people. And some morons keep getting up there saying it's priceless. No, it has priceless beauty, but it has a price and it shouldn't be ripping off the taxpayer. So right away, we've already cracked off 12 million, but the property owner's lawyer, we all know him. I'm not going to give any publicity on there. You go watch it. Anyway, he gets up there and says, we're not interested in $6 million, and basically backs us like they're strong arming us. This is already a Larry Jones parting shot. Anyway, look, here's what they watch my show on that. They need to let Mr. Russell keep his piece of property. It's probably worth $3 or $4 million by itself. Build a regular old big house where it just like don't affect traffic or those other people already out there buy it. And the unbuildable part, the 90% he doesn't need and he can't do anything with either that would ecologically help the lake and just makes common sense. Y'all go get an appraisal for that. And I think you're going to find we're about $1 million, $1.5 million. Because Danny was scared to death of the words eminent domain. Hey, Delbert, you, Danny, you act like that was a communist act. No, not selective enforcement is a communist act. Right, Danny? Do y'all all get in the back and scream Heil Hitler when you've done decided before we ever find out? Anyway, that's what that is, Danny. But it happens all the time in America. Even the people in my family, it's occurred. Highways get built. The good of everybody outweighs the good of a couple people. Now, most time it's not the preferred method. I never said it was. I heard some of the radio shows want to say I wasn't a conservative. Kiss my ass. I'm sorry. It's conservative not to waste $12 million. Liberals out there. There's nothing unconservative about being stupid with the taxpayers' money. In fact, I think we have an obligation as government to do the best we can with the people's money for the people, you know, if you're not on the inside. So we'll get off of that. That's the update on the property. Still probably looking to pay 4 million over. We're 12 millions in savings just by the things we talk about here on the Alan Osborne Show. We should buy that property. We should pay about 1.5 to 2 million. If you don't want to play ball, let's go work it out. So welcome to the next highlight is Career Day, Thanksgiving. What do we have thanks to, you know, what do we have to give thanks for? What do we have Thanksgiving for? To give thanks. You know who should give some thanks? And this is going to be a real important person coming up in the county. The person who should probably give a lot of thanks is your new kind of acting fill-in interim administrator, current assistant administrator, and filling the roles while Larry transitions and not being investigated into a free retirement. Oh, without anything being held his feet to the fire, meet your new fill-in. Dede Highnote. Dede Brooks Highnote is your new county administrator. Now, Dede, poor Dede. She's just one of the good old boys. One time Dede's cried wolf, and a lot of us all ran and said, oh, and she cried at a bunch. Cecilia Jones and Jerry Jones were harassing Dede, and I've got all the emails. Dede was an assistant administrator, and she was caught in a political squeeze, and Dede was getting some selective enforcement type of treatment, some special treatment. You know, the kind you get in Walton County. Hell, Dede might have even made the list. Maybe May and Dede were on the same list that she later, the administrators passed around. She was one of them. Anyway, Dede knew about the list. But I want y'all to meet Dede out there, because Dede is something to give thanks for, because in America, there's always hope. Because no matter what you come from, if you try and you have special skills, you can get paid. How much could you get paid? What a dream in America. Let me give you an example. Ms. Highnote was originally an assistant. Now I think she was an executive assistant when Ronnie Bell was the county administrator. And after the debacle of all the underhanded things that happened to help make Larry Jones the administrator, I think at the end of 13, Larry Jones was the administrator. And suddenly going into 14, Dede became the county assistant administrator for admin. And Stan Sunday, y'all remember Stan? Remember Stan? Hi, Stan. He's still on the take because Larry gave him against policy deal. But anyway, your current administrator acting is Ms. Highnote. Let me give you some stats on Ms. Highnote. And there's that article by Tom McLaughlin. Y'all can look it up. When Larry promoted Dede to assistant administrator, she made about $60,000 a year. As of this report I have a week ago, Dede Highnote is making about just under $172,000 a year. Now, folks, Dede don't have any degree that I know of. Ms. Highnote, please post your resume of education. Anyway, your picture's all smiling, but post that. But I want y'all, let me break this down from you. So what that means, in the past 84 months that Dede Highnote has been an county employee, every month she has worked, she has received an increase of about $1,250 a month increase in annual salary. My gosh, people, God bless America. What kind of special skills? You just got to scratch your head and wonder what they are in America that bring you those kind of raises. Lord, Dede, do you have a certificate or some kind of certification? I just got to scratch my head and wonder how that happened. I don't know. Dede, I can't stand how you look the other way, Dede. You know what's going on in my situation. You sat there when I called them all liars at Trey's thing, and you didn't say a word because you couldn't, Dede. Folks, this is ridiculous. This is who's going to be running your county. And one of her special skills, I imagine, is putting all of his skeletons in the closet that both of them have been holding shut. Because Stan's not going to tell. Stan's getting paid in raises and everything. He's on the payroll. We've checked it. So write your administrator, ask them what kind of economic, is the Mossy Head Industrial Park, is it going to create jobs that teach the kind of skills that earn the kind of money that Miss Highnote has so deftly demonstrated that can be earned in Walton County? How much does it cost to bury a skeleton deep enough? Apparently about $172,000. And that's the way it was on the Alan Osborne Show on Turkey Day. Y'all keep them straight out there, because between these people and this leadership, we still got some turkeys that are going to walk around in front of us for the few months. Y'all remember, voting matters. And ask these people. Ask Dede about the list, and ask the sheriff about the list that he won't deny, the investigation he won't do. Oh, Lord. Happy Thanksgiving out there. And just remember, if you're feeling sad and need a pick-me-up, Joe Biden could have called you today to wish you happy 4th of July. Y'all keep them straight out there. You hear?